Hey y'all, it's Amanda, and I am continuing my journey today looking for bedding plants for my front gardens for the winter. Okay, I'm over at Covington's Nursery, and I took a look. It looks a little picked over. We're gonna go ahead and check it out. I'm looking for a couple of different projects. I'm looking for bedding plants for my front garden, things that will make it through my Zone 8 Texas weather. I'm also looking for some plants for a container in the front garden, and I'm looking for some plants for a small container to sit on my bistro set on the back door at the back porch. And I just want a little color there so that when I'm hanging out, I can just enjoy it. So let's go see what they have. Okay, they're pretty cleared out in the front. Come in here and take a look. And I don't have many pansies and violas left. Oh man. I mean, well, good for them, but I'm bummed. I waited too long. Okay, I think I'm gonna start over here in the more shaded area. Look at these baskets of alyssum. Well, that's glorious. That's one massive basket of alyssum. So pretty. It's $24.99 for that whole thing. We've also got cyclamen at $9.99. They're on sale today for a quart. I like the red. I usually get red. Maybe I can talk myself into going a different direction this year. I do like some of those pinks over there. And I really just like cyclamen for the unusual bloom. This is kind of what I'm thinking about for my back porch on that bistro table, because I just enjoy looking at it because it's such a unique flower. So having it close in would be nice. And then if we get any like really intense weather, I can bring it inside. I like that. All right, we've got some different bedding plants over here. We've got two varieties of Dusty Miller. This one is called Silver Dust. It's a shorter variety. And then this one is called New Look. And it has bigger leaves. This one gets to 10 to 12 inches tall. And you can see the difference, which is really pretty. I kind of like, this might be pretty, just an entire pot filled with that. That might be really lovely. We got some stock. I really like this color. However, you can see a bunch of it's going to seed. Once we get a really hard freeze, it will be done. $2.69 each. Some wallflower, which handles some cooler weather. I'm not into the colors that they have because it feels more fall. They do have some annuals over here. However, all these annuals are not going to do well with the cooler weather. They're getting everything cleared out for Christmas trees over here. We have some more dianthus, and I already picked up a bunch of dianthus at Lowe's, but I like these really big flower ones. So pretty. Look how big that is. Over here too. I do like this dianthus, is really pretty, and it's a pop of red. It's kind of nice. These over here are really nice. Look how big. It's a nice mix of colors, so you could grab a few flats of those. And those will bloom really well now, and then they'll die back a little bit during the winter, and then they'll come back profusely in the spring. All right, we have a bunch of petunias over here. I'm not interested in petunias. I do like the stock over here. Stock smells amazing. And those are $14.99. Peppers, these won't last with the weather. Neither will these. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with these petunias, but no reason to get them now because they're not gonna make it. Those are pretty. The black petunias are cool too. got some different herbs and such. This lavender, variegated lavender, is really pretty. Lavandula Mirlo. That's really pretty. I need to propagate some of my lavender. It smells really good. Okay, let's step out here to the side. We got alyssum, trays of alyssum. I've struggled with alyssum in the past. It doesn't hold up as well for me during the winter. But I sure would love a container of just like purple alyssum spilling out. I think would be really lovely. So pretty. Here's all the white alyssum. It's really pretty. And white snapdragons down here. So you could plant a ton of white snapdragons, which would be really cool. And they'll do fine now. They'll bloom some now, and then come spring, they'll bloom their heads off. They'll be very happy. I'm obsessed with this color for, I like the whites. There's a whole tray of the lavender. Or not lavender, burgundy. Jeez, goodness gracious. Lost my mind. Okay, they have quite a few perennials and such. I'm not interested in buying that right now. Dianthus always looks so pretty at this time of the year. We've got lots of little rosemary trees. These are $24.99 for a little one. The bigger ones down here are $49.99. Just kind of weaving myself in. Oh, look at this poppy. Some of this white dianthus would be really pretty in a container. These are $7.99 each. These perennials are. I like that too. Maybe like that in the center with alyssum around the edges. That might be really pretty. Here's a basket of purple alyssum. $24.99 for this big basket. I mean, I could take this and like divide it up, but it's pretty like woven together. What's this? I don't know what this plant is. I don't see a tag on it. It's cool though. Look at those little flowers. They're neat. Now you can definitely still plant perennials right now. I'm just not in the mood, y'all. We'll take a look at some of their pots. I'm needing a couple of big, heavy pots to plant 2 Italian stone pines in. I feel like this is probably too small. This is probably a good size, but $250. I can't afford that. I'm really thinking I'm going to get on. Oh, look at that. How cute is that? $125. I wonder if I could make something like this. Look at that. Like, surely I can make something like that. It's just concrete. This one's $75 for the smaller one. I do like that size. It's $350, nice and big. I think at least 24 inches wide, if not larger, for the 2 Italian stone pines. I have them in lightweight containers right now, and they really struggle with the wind because now they've gotten bigger and they're more top heavy. And so the planter is not strong enough to hold it down. These are really pretty. I like the colors on both those, really. Yeah, so I think I need to get on Facebook Marketplace and see if I can find something because I cannot afford $250 per planter. As much as I would love it. It's pretty. I like the glaze on that. For those of you who don't know, I used to be a ceramic artist years and years ago. Then I started having kids and that all went to the wayside. But I definitely have a love of ceramics. All right, let's walk this way. These little planters all planted up with the rosemary topiary. Now, rosemary is going to do fine in the ground. It's not going to do so fine in a container in our area. But I like how they've planted around the base of those. So these would have to be in a little bit more protected spot. Okay, let's take a look at the violas. So violas are $1.99 each, or for 20 count flat, 30, for 18 count flat, 27. See a lot of the standard stuff. I do love these bicolor ones. So this has like dark petals on the back and then the yellow center. I think those are really pretty. Now violas, the research I've been recently doing says violas handle the colder weather better than pansies. They both do a good job, but it handles it a little bit better. And in the past on my containers, I really tried to focus on, those are pretty. I really try to focus on more reds and whites to go with my Christmas decor. But in reality, once the Christmas decor goes up, then I don't really care about having the red and white. So I think I'm just going to go with whatever I want at this point. These are pretty. These look like the Delft blue. Those are nice. All right, so over here is mostly the pansies. They're the same price. You're looking at orange. The blue are pretty. Nice big giant blooms. But none of these are really jumping out at me. It's pretty much everything that I've seen. Now, I do like the ruffled. By the way, here's cabbage. So, ornamental cabbage and kale over here. I think that I'm not going to do ornamental kale and cabbage this year. I feel like sometimes we get a really intense freeze and then they do really poorly. Now over here looks like this is Cool Wave Strawberry Swirl. Those are really pretty. The plant's not looking awesome. Some of the blue. These are the wave pansies. Top wave blue blotch. You can kind of see how these are cascading out. These are pretty. It's an interesting thought and idea with the more cascading ones. I do like the yellows over here. They look nice and full. Oh wow, can't even get this out. Look at that. These are pretty. See how that hangs down? That's really pretty. All right, they've got a few hanging baskets, some snapdragons, alyssum, petunias. Petunias would need to be brought inside should we get a freeze. Oh, I see some pretty stuff over here. Let's go. Oh, yes. Okay. Look at these pansies over here. Obsessed with those. Okay, love those. See their tag. Classic pink shades. Yes. We're going home with those. All right. Let me get a basket. Okay, totally obsessed with those. Those look great. So a few more over here. And then over here they have their cabbage and kale, ornamental cabbage and kale. Feels like all their stuff is too much in the corners. Like they need to bring everything out. I like this classic look. Because I didn't even know these are here. Feels like they need to condense, and maybe that's what they're currently working on. I do like those, but not for this year. I'm not feeling it, although this is really nice, the giant red mustard. It does get eaten up by cabbage worms. I've struggled with that in the past on the mustard. At least the mustard that I've grown from seed. I've struggled with that. These baskets of yellow pansies are violas pansies. They're so happy. So pretty. That basket of Alyssa, I'm obsessed. I love it so much. Okay, so I picked up two, oh my gosh, I can't think what I'm trying to say. 2 trays, 2 flats of this shades of pink, which I'm obsessed with. Classic Pink Shades Delta pansies. Oh my gosh, they are so pretty. There's darker tones in here too. Love that. Picked up a flat of purple alyssum. And I think I'm going to utilize this in a couple of different containers. I picked up one of the cyclamen, and it has more blooms coming to use as a centerpiece for my arrangement that I'm going to do for the bistro table on the back porch. My words are not coming to me. And then I picked up 3 of these little white dianthus dart. These are shorter, only 6 to 12 inches tall. And I'm going to use these as a centerpiece, a low centerpiece for one of my larger containers in front of my front porch. Usually I do bigger stuff, and I want it to be lower this year with maybe the alyssum and some Dusty Miller, but I want to be able to see my porch more clearly, my front porch decor and design more clearly. So I think this is going to work, y'all. Okay, I definitely feel like I have everything I need. And this is at least 3 projects, if not 4 projects worth of plants between this location and homegrown plants. So I'm really excited to get home and start laying those out. We still have a very warm November, so I still have plenty of planting time. So I might really just enjoy that this weekend, enjoy some of the weather. When I say cooler weather, it's still going to be in the 80s for us, but I think that'll be really lovely. So hope you guys will follow along. Drop a comment below. Do your nurseries even have anything anymore? Or are they empty? I think a lot of that depends on what zone you live in. But I mean, this is low inventory for Covingtons, and it's still quite a bit. But I'm really excited to get started. If you're like me and you're on a gardening journey and you want to do that with some gardening friends, be sure to check out my Patreon community. The link is in the video description below. You can go in there and join. There's a free tier that you can join in under, and you'll get just a few things. Or you can join under the Certified Mad Gardener tier, which is a paid tier, and that paid tier gets you access to lives, exclusive videos, as well as photo sharing and group chats. All right, you all, as always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.